Hello and welcome to my webcast in how to use PowerShell to create ScaleIO snapshots for Hyper-V cluster shared volumes. Here you can see my environment. It's a Hyper-V cluster called hvcluster@ledbuilder.local, and he's made up 3 nodes, node 1, 2, 3, and 3 cluster shared volumes that are coming from my ScaleIO environment. I configured the Hyper-V cluster as a hyper-converged ScaleIO system, so 3 volumes are mapped out to my cluster nodes. I have some virtual machines up and running in that environment. That makes it a little bit more fun. So if I go to roles, you can see we have HW1 as a Windows virtual machine, we have a Linux virtual machine called Witness1, and we have 3 generic virtual machines that are running in my environment. If I look into the ScaleIO environment just from a command line, you could see there are currently only 3 volumes that exist, and those 3 volumes are thinly provisioned and mapped to my 3 servers. I have a 4th server called NW server, which is normally my networker server that functions as a mount host. If we do a get -disk here to look for the disk, there's only the boot drive available. And if I look onto the drive C, there's also no mount drive available or no mount point. So what I'm going in my script, I create a mount directory, and underneath the mount directory, I will mount all my snapshots. So actually, to create a snapshot, I have written a small script that's called create csv snapshot.ps1 that does all work for me. The only thing that I need to specify is the CSV name. Since all my CSVs have a 000 in it, I specify 000. That means he's going to snap all virtual machines and all cluster shared volumes we have in here. So what's happening now? I'm logging into the MDM, my metadata manager of ScaleIO, and we see a checkpoint is created for virtual machine HW1. As you can see in the cluster admin, this machine gets logged during the checkpoint creation. If we look into the Hyper-V manager, that gives me more information, actually saying creating snapshot. So I'm doing this for every virtual machine that's running right now in my cluster. So I query the cluster for all VMs sitting on those cluster shared volumes, and I name the checkpoint actually ScaleIO, because after the snapshot creation I have to remove those snapshots, and it's easier to remove all ones that are named ScaleIO. So we are up for checkpointing the last virtual machine. That takes actually a little bit time. Snapshotting with ScaleIO is just a snap, it's just a glimpse of a second, as you can see here. Automatically, because I selected all 3 volumes together, ScaleIO is creating a consistency group for me. And once this is done, we are actually finished. The only thing that we might look at right now is we create the volumes again, and we can see here for each volume we have a snapshot volume right now, and we also can see that a consistency group was created. The consistency group is called 5F something, with those 3 source volumes and those 3 target volumes. So rather than later on issuing commands against single volumes, I also could issue commands like deleting and other stuff against those consistency groups. But let's have a look at the mount server right now. So if we go to NW server and we do a get disk, we can see we have 3 drives more, and those drives are online. Those are AMC ScaleIO disk drives. So there must be a mount directory that just was created here. If we go into the mount directory, we see the serial number of each snapshot volume that was created. Just try to remember the 3, 4, and 5. This is HVW1. If we go to the other one, we have the VMs folder with snapshots and all that stuff. And the same is for the last, the number 5, where the witness machine is on. If we go back to our Hyper-V server, if we look at the snapshots, you can see here 3, 4, and 5. Those were the ones that were just created. I hope this was helpful for you, and stay tuned and reach out for another webcast where I want to show you my PowerShell modules that I've built for EMC ScaleIO. Thank you and bye-bye.